Welcome to the second installment in this series that I simply call Frequently Asked Questions. I assume everyone understands how this channel works, but no, a lot of people don't understand, and I need to make sure that everyone has a fair opportunity to understand what this channel is actually about. So I'm looking at fundamental concepts of what this channel is actually about. I made a video called 7 Reasons I'm the Most Hated Man in Hair Loss. And this is a comment that came in. Somewhat Fandom Spider says, basically, quote, and I'm going to sort of paraphrase this, no, I don't want you to stop making videos, but just make one that's not about talking about hair. How about you talk about something besides your hair, end quote. So let's talk about this concept. Let's talk about why I seem to only talk about hair loss. Now, if you saw my first episode in this series, Frequently Asked Questions, you understand that I make money from these videos and how I make money from these videos. So this is a natural follow-up to that. So now that we know how I make money and that I am making money and that that's my motivation in doing this channel, it's important to know why I appear to be so obsessed with talking about hair loss. When in reality, if you've watched my video where I admit, not only am I not a hair loss expert and I know that, but people want me to be the messiah of hair loss when really I'm a balding advocate. I'm totally okay with losing my hair. It's fine by me. That's actually what I endorse. I would want everyone to have the peace that I have in knowing that if I lose my hair, I'm still the same person, with or without hair. That's really what this channel is about. It's about helping you get to that point, okay? But why hair loss all the time? Nick, come on, talk about something else. And people have said that over the years. Yet my channel gets more popular every day, and it's been doing that since the beginning. So clearly talking about hair loss at an obsessive level is paying off. But before I get to that, let's just check this out. We're gonna look at my phone here. We're gonna look at videos that I've done this week, that I released this week. And we're just gonna check them out. And you can actually kind of scroll along too if you just look at my most recent videos around the time of this one. Okay, so my new haircut, 364 views. Shaved head with glasses, 236. 7 reasons I'm the most hated man, 269. New haircut, same receding hairline, 540. How to stop worrying about hair loss. So, and I just want to show you that I'm not making up those numbers. Okay, so we've got all those hundreds, it's a couple days old, hundreds of views, okay? We just scroll down a little bit more to where I purposely, I make videos like this purposely just to prove my point here on this. Oh, here's another one, diffuse thinning, and talking about how I cut my head on a garage door, 873. Naughty Nick overcomes hair loss, 511. Okay, then I purposely did one that's not about hair loss, and look what happens. My Metallica t-shirt, and this one, that's me being myself and never mentioning hair loss. I'm talking about how I like Metallica. I'm talking about my political views, which are libertarian. I'm talking about how I question 9/11. Was it preventable? Could there have been more to what we were presented with? I talk about things like that, things that are actually interesting to me. And guess what happened? I want you to look at this. It got only 69 views, whereas all the other ones easily cleared over 100 or 200. The one above Metallica, only 69. And look at all these other ones in the hundreds, 400, 500, 200. And we're seeing that people, but look, then when I pretended not to have a receding hairline, over 1,400 people watched it. So that's what happens when I experiment with this, and I only, I mean, that's the whole point. The reason that I do videos every once in a while that aren't about hair loss is because I know that people aren't going to watch them. And while I can really be myself and talk about stuff I actually care about, it speaks to the free market. The free market determines that what they want to spend their time watching obsessively is hair loss. I don't care about hair loss. I don't even care about the subject. Not only do I not care about my own hair loss, I don't even care about the topic. I stopped caring a long time ago. But because I make money off this channel, and because there is a global obsession with hair loss, and I know that, so I know that if I keep making videos about that thing, That's what people are going to be watching. So I make a video about something I actually cared about, my political beliefs, one of my favorite bands, things like that. People don't want to actually know what I actually care about. That's boring to them. That's not relevant. Hair loss is relevant. And that's the thing that I can make 2 or 3 videos a day and people will obsessively watch. And the irony is, so many of those people, because they are basing this channel off their own perception of reality, instead of thinking to themselves, you know what? I'm obsessed about hair loss. I'm watching 2 or 3 videos a day from this one guy about hair loss. Instead of them ever thinking that, what they think is, man, this guy I'm watching on YouTube all the time, he's obsessed. What? Doesn't he have anything better to do than talk about hair loss? Yeah. Yeah, I do. You know what it is? Make money off of people who are obsessed with hair loss. And when I try to be real with people and tell them about stuff I actually care about, they don't want to watch those videos. I even made another one too recently. I didn't pull up on the screen, but I made one talking about how when a straight man pretends to be a woman, it could almost come across like he's pretending to be gay. I thought that was interesting, and that had nothing to do with hair loss. But because hair loss wasn't in the title, diffuse thinning was in the hairline, in the title, receding hairline was in the title, that video was very poorly, it wasn't watched. So can you imagine what it'd be like to be me and think, A, people don't understand that I'm doing this to make money off of them watching the videos, and then B, they're obsessed with this thing, and that's why I have to keep feeding them their obsession, but they don't get it. So instead, they think, you make money from these videos? And why are you so obsessed? Well, now that if you've watched the first 2 episodes of Frequently Asked Questions, you'll know the answers to those questions. I would love to talk about things that aren't about hair loss, but you won't watch the videos, and I prove that time after time. And of course, not to mention, I've got a second channel that caters to the rest of the world called Family Friendly Daddy Blog, in which I never talk about hair loss. I talk about what I feel are interesting things. I'm here in a couple minutes, I'm gonna make a new video for that channel, talking about, see, one of my favorite things to talk about is the concept of morality. You take away religion and you take away the law, what does morality look like? Who's a good person and who's a bad person if there's no law and there's no morality? Well, I'm gonna be talking about that in an upcoming video about Antarctica, because there are people who live in Antarctica, they're scientists, but there's also these societies are set up. You've still got to have janitors, you've still got to have cooks, and in this small group of people where there really is no law and there's not any united religion there, people seem to get along and there's like 0 crime rate. So it is interesting, without any religion or without any law, you've got a place where there's no crime. Yet people cannot define what morality is without alluding back to religion or the law. See, that's fascinating. And I talk about that stuff on my other channel. So I have another way to talk to people about other stuff, but guess what they do? Why are you so obsessed with? Yeah, that's what they do. They can't understand that I'm obsessed with the thing that they're obsessed with that makes me money from the video. So if you want to check that out, Family Friendly Daddy Blog, it's on YouTube. It's my other channel. It's the alternate version of me where I never talk about hair loss. Instead, I talk about other things that I find interesting and that are deep thoughts. So there you go. Stay tuned. If you're into these frequently asked questions, I got a couple more of these I'm planning to shoot immediately following this video. Any comments? You know where they go, right here.